Good morning, students, and good morning also to the colleagues that we have today in this meeting. Welcome to our first year experience seminar. And we are happy that you guys are able to join. Although we know that the university is on some kind of a pause, but we are happy that you're here so that we can attend to any queries and issues you might be having during this period. And we know that some of you, if not all of you, are still studying from home. So that means you might be experiencing some problems and some challenges on your own. So we were happy to address those here during this session. You can obviously ask any questions on the chat box. You can also raise your hand and unmute your mic and ask the questions directly. And then you can also, and you can also email us, if maybe it's something that you want us to address on the side, or you want to follow up on something, you can still send us emails. We will be sharing our emails on the chat box. I don't know if Dr. Anna, you want to maybe welcome everyone as well, then I can start with the business for the day.
Okay, guys, I think from now, I think this program will actually be run mainly by you, the first year experience coordinators. So I might not even be joining in the sessions, in future sessions. So you have to be in charge of all of this. And students, for those of you who have attended, thank you for coming. As you know, we're going to be having weekly seminars from this week up to the end of the semester, and also we will have other sessions as well in the second semester. So in today's session, we are mainly highlighting what the program entails, the different platforms that you can access the program. There are also certain activities that you have to complete for each of the different units, and you have to submit them either to your mentor or to your first year experience coordinator. So that's all from me. I don't know if Prim, maybe you might want to say maybe a word or two as well.
Thank you, Anna. Good day to all our first year students. Thank you for joining us. I think your FYE coordinators will do a sterling job in assisting you. We have full faith and confidence in all of them. And I see you, Inako. Yes, a lovely good morning to all of you. Please be patient again with the university officers. We have many students, over maybe 50,000, trying to process registration and lots of issues happening. So just please be patient with all the staff members. Always make sure in your communication with staff members that you always use your student email. In the subject line, use your student number and the nature of your query in the subject line in your email. And always remember to attach screen grabs or screenshots of your query. So if you're stuck somewhere in any of the registration portals or any of the offices, put a screen grab, screenshot of your query. Use your student email address to communicate with staff, and in the subject line of your email, use your student number and the nature of your query. Thank you so much, Anna, Stabiso, and FYE coordinators. Over to you. Go well.
Thank you so much, Prim, for that vital information. I hope everyone is understanding and they are listening attentively so that, we actually speed up the process of maybe getting the assistance that we need. So it's very important that you do what Ms. Naidu just mentioned so that you are assisted as quickly as possible. The purpose of today's seminar or session is just to give you guys an idea of what to expect from the first year experience program. So this program, it's a program that has been running at the university for about 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. And over time, obviously, you know, it has become much more and more formal, and now it's part of your program for your first year. So you cannot choose to not be part of it, because it is quite crucial for your development as a student. So you need to be able to take it seriously and attend. So that is why we are coming today to give you guys an overview of what the program is about. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is that as a student, you will be assigned mentors. And the first mentor, the type of mentor that you will get, I think you've already maybe have been acquainted with that mentor, is something we call, or is a type of mentor that we call a peer academic mentor. So a peer academic mentor is obviously someone who's like a big brother or a big sister to you, who will be helping you, you know, navigate through your academics. By that, we mean, you know, let's say you are doing a tutorial or you are attempting a tutorial and you're not sure, or you get stuck, or you don't know how to approach that. You can ask the mentor, because it's someone who has done the module 2 years back or a year ago, who can be able to assist and give you the information that you need to attempt that question that you may be having issues with. So as each student is assigned one peer academic mentor. So if you have two mentors, there's obviously who call themselves peer academic mentors, or we are in two groups. That means that is an error that needs to be rectified. You need to be in one group and work with that mentor for the duration of the semester, and also probably both semesters. The second thing that you need to be aware of is that you must meet with your mentors. So obviously I'm going to talk about the peer wellness mentor in a few minutes, but you must meet with your peer academic mentor at least once a week. So obviously this is what I mean by this. The first thing is that, okay, let's say for instance, you are doing so well, you are fine, you don't need maybe the help, you are managing on your own, but you are still required to meet with this person at least once and see what is it that they will be discussing in that meeting, or what is it that they will be talking about in that meeting. So you meet with the mentor as a group. So what are the benefits that you could potentially gain from there? The first thing is, obviously, you might not have any issues on your own, but you'll find that there's your peers in that group or within that group who will raise certain things that you were not aware of. You know, they might be struggling with a module, they might be struggling with a certain section in the module that you may not actually be aware of. And, you know, by being around that group or being part of that group, you'll be made aware of certain things that you were not even aware of. And one of the things that I found the groups to be helpful with, you know, let's say, for instance, you didn't know, or you missed that there's a date coming, there's a test coming up, there's a submission coming up, you didn't know that, and all those things. So they will be raised in that group. When you see other people, they are probably anxious, or they are saying, okay, this is what I'm working on this week. It will help you, you know, to stay on par with your academics, even if you are still not sure as to what kind of help do you need from the mentor. It is important that you become part of the group, or you are part of these group meetings, so that you are able to hear what others may be experiencing. And it can actually make you aware of any challenges that you might also be having, you know, without being aware of them. Okay, so the third thing that you need to be aware of is that you must be part of the peer academic mentor WhatsApp group. So another method that we use to support you are these WhatsApp groups. In these WhatsApp groups, you'll find that a lot of information is being rotated. I think we received an email from a student who was so glad they just received some help from a peer academic mentor, and they were so excited, you know, and they were thanking us for the program. And that's what this is about. So being part of the WhatsApp group, there is just some announcements that are being made there. there's going to be a time where past papers are being rotated, because remember, these peer academic mentors were students 2 years or a year ago. So it would actually be easier for them to share any material that they may have used. And that is going to help you prep for any of your exams that you may be having, or tests or assessments. So it is quite advisable that you are part of these groups. And another thing that you need to be aware of is that you must obviously, as part of you aiming to succeed here at university, you need to be able to submit your success plan. So you need to plan for your success. You can't just be successful without a plan. So a success plan is basically you telling us that, okay, or telling your mentor that my goals or my aim, distinctions and become a Dean's Commendation student, right? That's a great, or that's quite a nice goal, and you are aiming high, and that's nice. But, putting it down in words, it makes it, more real. And then the mentor can hold you accountable into that goal. So when they see that you start slacking during the semester, you're now missing meetings, you are not attending lectures, you're starting to act up, then they will probably call you on the side and say, remember the goal, your goal for the semester. Remember that you have a plan. You said you want to be here, but the direction that you're taking is obviously not headed to where you want to go. So you're probably going to get assistance immediately. You know what they say? They always say aim for the moon so that you can land, I think, on the stars. If it's something, or they say aim for the stars so you can land on the moon. I'm not quite sure how that saying goes, but that is what we're talking about here. So you need to put up a plan for yourself, so that, and also that plan you will have, please, you need to print it out and put it on your walls so that you see it every day. You are reminded of the person or the type of students that you want to become here at university, especially in your first year. And I promise you, if you follow that plan, or if you follow that and you achieve that goal, you're probably going to be unstoppable as a student here at UKZN. So, and then the last thing that you also need to submit to your mentor is a weekly timetable. So what does that mean? You need to, as part of your plan for success, you need to have a timetable that is going to probably outline how exactly are you planning on doing this. So for instance, you need to show in your timetable when are you going to be attending your lectures. You need to show when are you going to be doing your study, your self-study. You need to show when will you be doing your tutorials, and so on and so on. So you don't just wait until last minute and then you start studying for or prepping for an assessment or for a test. You need to plan way ahead. Obviously you always know that, okay, this upcoming week, I have probably, and I have maybe 2 tests that week. And I need to divide the time that I have evenly so that I can prep and be ready for both tests. But some of the mistakes that students make is that when they are probably doing 5 modules and then they just focus on one module that they like, and then the other module suffers. So as part of this timetable that we want you guys to prepare, we want you to plan ahead for the week and for the test that you're going to be having. So in your timetable, it will show us what type of schedule are you going to follow in order for you to be ready for whatever that may lie ahead on the upcoming week. So the timetables must be submitted before the start of the week. So you need to have submitted the timetable by Sunday. Let's say we are planning for the following week. So if you are planning for next week, that means by Sunday this week, your timetable needs to be with the mentor. And that helps you because you start looking whether, okay, do I have any test? What do I have exactly the upcoming week? And then that prepares you for that week, because you know you're not going to get caught up and surprised, you know, during the following week when maybe you have a test and all of that. You will know way in advance, and then you can be able now to say, oh, okay, I was not aware, but now I know I have a test, so I need to prepare this way and this way and this way. Like I was saying, if you are in a group and then something pops up that you were not aware of, and then you realize, oh, okay, we have this thing coming up, so I need to start planning for it, and then you will include it in your timetable. With the timetable, guys, there are no right or wrong timetables. You need to put everything. You can even put, you know, I remember when I was doing my timetable in my second year, I would have when do I wake up? You know, what do I do after I wake up? I would have meditation there. I would have my first lecture, you know, it's probably starting at 7:45 and all of that. I would have a gym there. I would have every single thing, even including resting and maybe catching up on some TV or whatever that I would like to do to relax, you know. So planning like that, it helps you, because when you get to become an adult, you need to plan everything to the T. Otherwise, you will not be able to deliver on certain things. So, okay, so, you know, there's then another mentor that you're going to be assigned is a mentor called peer wellness mentor. I'm sure you guys have been acquainted with those. So the first thing that you need to know about the peer wellness mentor is that, okay, you are assigned one peer wellness mentor, just like the peer academic mentor. Now, the peer wellness mentor is a bit different from the peer academic mentor. Excuse me. The peer wellness mentor will be looking at your well-being. So they will be ensuring that because you may work with your academic mentor and thrive academically, only to find that you are suffering, you're not at peace, you are struggling in other aspects of your life. So the peer wellness mentor is going to be your guide to dealing with that. So it's someone who's going to be like your coach, or, you know, your big brother again, who's going to support you with things that pertains to your social life, your wellness, your mental well-being. If you are having any issues and any challenges that needs to be addressed, the peer wellness mentor will obviously refer you to the correct avenues, and they will probably even book sessions for you if you need to see a psychologist, if you need something, or they will recommend certain things. If maybe you're feeling like you are not having a healthy diet and you are not, you are struggling, maybe because some of us, you know, we were staying with our mothers and grandfathers, and grandmothers. So obviously we don't even know how to cook. And then when you get to rest, you need to be on your own, you need to cook, you need to, you know, do your own grocery shopping. So the peer wellness mentors will be helping you guys, even how to do your shopping in terms of what should you have in your, obviously these are recommendations, you can have add other things. I've seen first year students going to maybe a supermarket, and all they have in their baskets, you know, there's candy, there's chips, you know, things that are not sustainable. And you find that this student is living on NSFAS. And, you know, obviously you receive your NSFAS once a month, and you have to budget appropriately and use that money, you know, wisely. So, you know, you find that some students, obviously, because they are not used to this, they're not experienced in this aspect. You find that they blow the money, they buy shoes, they buy, you know, jewelry and all those things. And then during the semester, during the month, they are hungry. You know, they don't have food, they are suffering. And that actually affects their academics. So those are some of the things that the peer wellness mentor can help you with. And be honest with your mentor. Just tell them, okay, I think this month I made a mistake. You know, I thought I had it all up under control, and I blew my money, you know, and now I don't know what I'm gonna eat for the rest of the month. Obviously, you know, plans will be made for you. You know, student support has a program that helps with, you know, essentials when it comes to your groceries, if maybe you are having challenges. And some days, even, you know, students that will not receive probably their allowances maybe until 3-4 weeks later, when they don't know what to live, you know, how to live here. So you need to be, you know, you need to speak to your mentors as well, and mentors will refer you to the correct avenues for you to get that type of support. So that is why the peer wellness mentor is also so important to you guys. There's also going to be other things that you're going to be coming up across. Relationships. Oh, there's a big one. Roommates. You know, so because first years address, we are encouraged to have first years share at residence, and sometimes that does not go very well with some people because they are used to be just being the only one in the house. You have your entire room, you have your own space, you do what you like. And then now you have a roommate who's got 20 friends. They come into your space, you struggle with that, or your roommate has a girlfriend, and you know they're doing all these things that you're not familiar with, and that can actually torture you emotionally. And you find that all that is happening has nothing to do with you, but it's someone else. And you need to have a safe space where you can be able to say, okay, this is the challenge I'm facing. How did you navigate through this type of experience? Because I have no idea how to confront my roommates. I'm afraid to confront the roommates, or, you know, I'm afraid that if I confront the roommates, it might end up causing conflicts. So these are all the things that we need the peer wellness mentors for. So, you know, you will be able to share anything that you may be experiencing. You may find that your roommate is a smoker and you don't know how to confront them because you're still new. Some first year students, they are assigned a room with maybe a senior student who's doing their honors, who's doing, you know, their third year and so on. So the person you're staying with might be older than you. They might be stealing your polony in the fridge, you know, all those things. So all of that type of drama, you know, we will be sharing it with our peer wellness mentors, and we'll be helping you guys to navigate through those experiences. And then also, there will be, you know, peer wellness mentor groups. You know, for this group, you know, you don't necessarily have to disclose your personal things, you know, in the group, but it will help just to be in contact with the mentor and the other mentees as well, because you will also have group sessions with them where you're just talking about you are having as a collective. So obviously, if something is just something you're not comfortable with sharing it in a group setting, then you're going to book a one-on-one with the mentor and speak to them about that individually. But there will be a group session where you can also talk about some of these challenges. There's going to be a whole lot of challenges that you guys are not familiar with, and you're going to be learning together as a group with the supervision of your wellness mentor. So this group is going to be very, very helpful to you in the long run, if not immediately. So we encourage you guys to stay in those groups and to participate and to be as honest as possible, because you don't want to lie to other people, to yourself, and then you find that a year later, you were not successful in your first year and you had a horrible first year experience. And you will also have to send in your success plan and the timetable to your peer wellness mentor as well. You may think that this is a duplicate, but it's fine. You can send the same thing. Like, you know, you can send, okay, let's say you prepare a success plan for this particular mentor and a timetable. You can send it to the peer academic mentor and the peer wellness mentor. Same information, it's fine. It's just that these mentors have to send in a report about your progress as an individual. So if you are not attending, the mentors will be, you know, sending a report on each and every one of you, and they will be giving insight as to how you guys are doing. Yes, it will not be detailed. They won't share any personal information, but it will be confirming whether you attended, did you submit the required documents, and all of that. So you need to take it seriously and ensure that you are participating as expected. You know, another part of first year experience that we're going to be having with you guys is the skills development sessions or the seminars, just like this one. I think going forward, as part of these seminars, we'll be giving you guys, we'll be doing certain topics each week. So you are also encouraged to attend, because you may never know. A lot of information that we're going to be sharing here is information that you've never heard of. So that is why we've selected these topics just to ensure that you guys are supported properly, you know, and you do not just fail here because you don't know how to manage your time, for instance. So all these topics, you know, it has been researched and it has been confirmed that each student need this information for them to succeed here at university. So each and every individual who's a first-year student is expected to attend here so that they get this support and it makes it easier for them to excel in their modules. Okay, so the FYE skills sessions, they take place, you know, they'll probably take place in every Wednesday. We will obviously confirm dates, but I think it's every Wednesdays. And the aim of these meetings is to develop you guys by teaching you additional skills that you require to be a successful university student. So some of the topics that we look at, we look at adjusting. How do you adjust here at university? What are some of the things that you need to be aware of, you know, in order for you to adjust, you know, quickly here at university? We're going to be talking about time management. We'll talk about note taking, which is quite an interesting one. You know, some students would say, no, why would I attend a session about notes taking or note making? Because I've been making notes for the past 12 years. Surely I'm an expert. Trust me, you are not. The style that you use in high school is quite different. So what the lecturer usually, the teacher usually does is that they go and read the textbook on your behalf, and then they summarize the textbook, and then they write the notes for you on the board just to copy and go home and memorize. So you find that in high school, you barely do much, you know. If you read a textbook, you know, you just read it, but you know, the teacher has got my back. But here, you know, everything you will be doing in lectures is just a small summary. The information is inside the textbook, so you are expected to read on your own. So now, if you don't know how to actually copy notes during lectures, and how do you now formulate your own notes in your own personal space at home, notes that you are now going to use to study and prepare for the test, right? So there are certain skills that you need to have to be able to take notes, you know, successfully, and be able to, when you are sitting on your own at home and you're reading a book, it will make sense. If I can give you a first year economics textbook now and tell you to read it, and I'll give you a test on Friday, you'll probably, you know, struggle, if not completely just fall apart. So as part of the first year experience, we give you guys techniques on how to take notes. How do you take notes? You know, let's say, for instance, you're having a lecture and the lecturer is moving very fast, you know, and you can't even hear a thing. I remember, you know, because the university is a multilingual, you know, space. I remember I used to struggle with accents, you know. I remember from my statistics in my first year, we used to be lectured by a gentleman from Korea, you know, and I couldn't hear a thing, and it went for most of my classmates, and they couldn't hear a thing from what the gentleman was saying. However, you know, because that's just a small part of your education, you know, the rest of the work it rests upon your shoulders to go and learn on your own, because the textbooks are there for you to now put information together in a manner that you can understand. So that's what university is about. It will teach you independence in that way. So you need to be able to have those skills that will help you successfully take notes. That will be helpful later when you are sitting on your own. You don't want to have all your exam pads, you know, full of notes, but those notes does not make any sense. All right. So, and then you have your, you know, some of the things we look at, you know, some students, they always approach us and say, I want to get a job during vacation, so I can build up my experience. There's going to be sessions with student support, giving you some techniques on how to write your CV. How do you write a CV when you have never worked a day in your life? I think that's the biggest challenge, because you can't just go online and take an old CV and edit that, but you need to be able to put together the little that you have and present it in a way that it can open the doors for you and help you to acquire the experience that you need in order for you to be hired in the future. So, and also financial literacy will be part of that. There's obviously more topics, that I may have left out that will be very helpful, but I thought I should highlight some of the most important questions that we usually get, as time goes on. One of the things that actually I want you guys to know is that there's some students, including myself, when I was a first year, you struggle in terms of how do I study? Like, you don't know how to study. You open a textbook, you fall asleep. You try to study, you forget, you may study tonight and then tomorrow you don't remember. Those are some of the things. So you need to find all these techniques. How do you study? What are the study techniques that are available at your disposal so that you can be able to grasp the information successfully, that you're being given. And in addition to that, we have our FYE Moodle site, which is a platform that we utilize to share materials and content that we cover during the FYE session. And some of the content, like Dr. Sana was saying, now you will have activities that you must complete, and submit back on the page or submit to your mentors. So this is another important aspect. And this Moodle site is also a support tool that will help you guys. So the information that you'll get from the page will help you guys, to have quite a nice experience here at university, because all this information is going to support you and make you a better student. So you need to access this. You need to complete those tasks that are there. We know that some of you guys haven't completed anything. They haven't logged in. By the way, we can tell, there's always a report that tells us that, you have not logged in. So you need to log in. Otherwise, we'll know, and we'll obviously call you guys on the side just to talk to you guys if you are not accessing the platform. And we also utilize the platform to make announcements. If maybe there's an announcement you need to be aware of, you can also see a calendar for any activities that we have planned. You can also post questions there. You can put up your questions and then someone will respond to those questions. So it's quite a useful platform for all the students to utilize, and we need you guys to really start accessing this FYE Moodle site. From my side, I think everything that pertains to the FYE has been covered, but unless I've left something out, which I'll leave to my colleagues to probably just add, and maybe Kwazi, if he can just show us, the activities that are on the platform that students might need to complete before the end of this week. And maybe that would be very helpful. And maybe just to show you guys once more time how to access the FYE Moodle page so that you can be able to do it immediately straight after this session. So over to you, Kwazi. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Staviso. Thanks so much. Can Petejo just go ahead before me, because I still have to log in on the page and yeah.
Okay, no problem, Kwazi. I'll just do it just now. Morning, everyone. I hope you guys are still good and all is still going well with the registrations and everything. Let me just start sharing. Okay, I'll take you from the very first step. What you actually do when you want to log into the first year experience, you go to FYE. It's firstyearexperience.ukzn.ac.za, and then you're gonna click on it. Okay, unfortunately, I've already enrolled, so it's not gonna take you step by step on how to enroll yourself to the course. Oh yeah, it's gonna do that. Okay, and then after that, you go to first year experience. And then for username, you put in your student number, and then the password is your LAN password, the one that you created. And then you just log in. You can save so that next time you won't have to take yourself through the very same thing. So that's how you actually enroll yourself manually to the FYE course. Okay. And then it's just going to show you everything that's happening here. So all the notices and everything will be posted on this course. And yeah, this is it's just my course, and then it's going to show you everything that's happening on this platform. So let's get started, and then introduction to UKZN. You'll get everything that will be posted on this webpage. So yeah, everything will be posted on this platform. Introduction to UKZN, and then you just have to scroll through. You'll get everything that you need to know. And yeah, everything will be posted on this platform, and you can just enroll yourself online. I mean, say manually. And while we're still at it, so there are frequent questions that we actually received on the Q&A. Can I quickly go address some of them?
Maybe before you go to those, still on the FYE page, please note that there are activities that you need to do, and all those activities are graded. So what it means is, if you don't do those activities, even if you've been on the site, it means you have a 0 grade for that particular activity, right? So please make sure that you complete also the activities that are there. For some, they will tell you that you need to submit to your mentor. For some, there will be a quiz that you need to complete on the site. So you need to go through all the entire unit. You need to go through all the activities and complete and see what assessments are there. And then someone was asking about data. Please note that all these, like your Moodle site, they are all 0 rated. And as long as you've got your Global Protect on, you find that, it's like you really are not going to need a lot of data for that, because they are 0 rated and you need to have your Global Protect activated. All right, over to you.
Oh, the other thing is that we can track if you haven't been on the page or not. So we can track how long have you stopped using the page and everything. So everything is there for us to check and to track your progress. Okay, let me address the financial clearance and how to actually update your banking details on the system. So it's the remote. I was on the side. Why isn't showing? Oh, it's the remote online operations for student fees. So you just want to go to that website, or you can just say registration.ukzn.ac. This site, it has everything that has to do with fees, fee statement balances, how to check your statement balances, and the most frequent one, it was the financial clearance. This is where all the information is. It's going to show you how much you should pay for your tuition, how much you should pay for your registration, residence registration fee. And if you are an international student, it's the 100% of the total tuition and residence fees for 2022. So all this information, for those who are asking how much is the registration fee for tuition, and for those who also applied for residence, this is the total amount that you should pay before you can proceed with your registration. Okay, this one is for our returning students whose studies are funded by for academic year. These are the contact details that for the people that you should be contacting. Additional requirement for international students. So all the details are here on how to do the financial clearance. So the contact details on who to contact, you can just click here and it's going to show you all the people that you should be contacting. For each and every college and each and every campus, there's someone who's allocated and the person that you should be contacting. For our college, for Howard, you should be contacting Lindiwe Mahlaba. Westville is still Lindiwe Mahlaba, and Peter Marisbeck is Angel. So please utilize this information. And then the other one that was frequent is the banking details on, yes, these are the banking details. If you are a South African, these are the banking details that you should use when you're paying for your registration fee. And then for non-South African, these are the banking details. And some of you said that you paid for your own registration fee, but NSFAS came through to pay. So if you want to do a student refund, you're going to check all the details here, student refunds. And then the link is here. Student refund form. So you're going to fill in this form and then submit it to the relevant person. And then for those who have NSFAS and are asking about how to update your banking details, this is where you're going to get the details. You complete a student banking details form, which you're going to find here. So it's just a matter of clicking and it's going to show you the form. And this is the form that you'll have to complete and then send it back to the relevant campus or relevant person. For each and every, luckily it does even have the relevant people that you should be sending it to. So if you are a Westville student, you send it to Westville fees, PMB fees. So yeah, don't send to Westville fees while you are at medical school or while you are at Howard College. To make things easier, just send it to your relevant email address, and then that's how you actually update your banking details. And contact details for fees offices, these are the relevant people that you should be emailing. For your proof of payment and everything that has to do with fees, you send your emails to these email addresses based on your campus or the campus that you are registered for. And these are the documents that or the forms that you need. If you need a student refund form, student banking details form, what else? Oh, financial clearance concessions for those who needs financial clearance. So those are the most frequent questions that I saw, and this is how you're just gonna have to address them. So this is all the information that you need regarding fees are all here. So you just go to registration.ukzn.ac.za. You'll get all the information that you need regarding the fees. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Petseho. And yeah, I see a lot of questions here asking about the form. So let me just give you guys an idea what's going to happen. Now that you are funded by NSFAS and your NSFAS has been confirmed, the next step for you is to obviously submit your banking details, like how Patseho was saying, in using that form. That form goes with a proof of account from your bank. It can't be someone else's account. It must have your name on it. So there's a letter that you will go to the bank and get, and it will be stamped, and it will go together with that form and the back and front of your student card. So that is where your student card come in. You need to get your student card as soon as possible. And once you've acquired those two additional documents, you will then submit that to fees using the method that Petseho was showing. So this is quite an important process in order for you to get your allowance. In addition to that, I know that you guys are aware that you will also get a laptop from the university as a NSFAS funded student. So that laptop, if you have not received it, but you've submitted all your documents and you're not part of the group, the first group that will receive laptops, you need to email your funding or financial advisor to change your budget and indicate that you want to be allocated a laptop. So if you are not receiving any SMSs, it's quiet, you just email your funding advisor because you don't know. At least it's better to be safe than sorry. So my advice will be that even now, you can start emailing your funding advisor if you don't have a laptop and you're using your phone, because eventually your phone will not be helpful when you need to complete tasks and you need to do assignments. So I think we have two college funding advisors. We have Messi Raj Kumar, and we have Bongo Musakasa. So those are the two people that you need to email and tell them that you would like to be allocated a UKZN or a laptop, and they will go to the system and change your budget. And then you will receive an SMS from ICS to come and collect your laptop on campus. So that is very, very important, because if you wait for too long, you will miss assessments, and then you will start your semester in a very bad note. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to highlight concerning NSFAS, which means I think while you are still at home, I would advise you that you talk to your parents and they give you some money for you to go to town and open yourself a bank account. You need a bank account that is in your name. You can't put your NSFAS money in your aunt's account. You need to open a personal bank account. So there's so many questions here. I don't know if Kwazi maybe can maybe attend to them, and we'll also assist if maybe there's questions that we can help with.
Okay, thanks, Tabi. So I think I will attend to some of them via the Q&A, but for now, let me just show the students how they can find the FYE courses and actually complete the required activities. So as Peteko showed you how to reach the FYE page, and then once you are on that page, all you have to do is you have to go down to my courses, and then you click on FYE 101 at the bottom, and then it will take you to this page over here where you have all your courses. So we have about 8 courses at the moment, and then it will show you also the courses that you have viewed. So this one for me, I've viewed it, doesn't necessarily mean that I've completed everything that is there. But for these ones where there's 0% progress, it means that I have not viewed these courses. And you need to remember, as my colleagues were saying, that for us as FYE coordinators and staff, we can actually see the type of courses that the student has viewed and completed, and the courses that the student has not viewed or have not completed it all. So what do you do if you want to complete the course? You just click on it like that. Okay, let's try and click another one. All right, I don't know. You click. Oh yes. So give you the name of the courses that you have clicked on. So here I've clicked on section B and section A. Section B is digital literacy training. Section A is the introduction to UKZN. So you can just click on the title over there to access that course, and then it will take you to another page. Okay, and then on that page, it will give you something like this. It tells you this section will introduce you to the history of UKZN and so on, and then you have to read more. So you click on read. Now, the most important thing here is that you read everything in the ascending order as it appears here. So don't start with, for instance, vision and mission while you have not read the history of UKZN, so that the information that you are getting flows at the back of your mind. So you can click here and read all the history of UKZN that is written here. Okay, and then once you are certain that you understand everything, you can then go to questions. Now this is where you complete your activities. So you can then go to questions. You can click on question 1, for instance, or question 2, or question 3, and then you pick your answers, which will be listed on this side. So for instance, this question says which is not a UKZN campus, and then you now go and look for the correct answer there. And then once you are done with everything, so you'll do this for each and every section. You go to vision and mission, you read, and then you answer the questions there. And then once you are done, you will click summary. That will give you a summary of everything that you have answered. And then you click submit, and then you will be graded and receive your badge that you have completed this particular course. So these courses are very important because they inform you firstly about the institution, but they also inform you about basic skills that you need to survive as a student, such as your note-taking skills, your financial literacy skills, how to manage your money, how to prepare for exam, and so on. So they are very relevant to your journey as a student. And if you can complete these activities as soon as possible, it means that you have a head start in terms of your academics. You have all the equipment that you need and all the information that you need at your disposal to actually succeed. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention was to actually add on what Stabiso was saying about the importance of setting goals so that you can succeed on your academic journey. And I just want to mention something that has been useful for me whenever I'm setting goals, and hopefully that it can be useful for you as well. So whenever I set my goals, whether it be academics or finances or whatever goals, I always use the formula called SMART. So these are called SMART goals if you want, okay? And what does it mean? It means that I have to set specific goals. I can't just have a goal that has no details and no meaning. It has to be specific goals. So for instance, you as a student, your specific goal, for instance, might be to get an exemption or a distinction in Econ 101. That's a very specific goal. It tells you exactly what you want to achieve. Okay. And then the second thing is your goal, they have to be measurable. So how are you going to measure that you are getting that distinction in Economics 101? So my measurements will be performance during tests and assignments. Okay, so those are my measurements in terms of how I'm reaching my goal. Is that I check my performance during tests and assignments, and I will know if I'm doing well or not, or if I'm closer to the goal or not. And also, your goal has to be attainable. Okay, so it means that it has to be realistic. So you can't have non-realistic goals. but it has to be a realistic goal. And also it has to be a relevant goal. So here, getting a distinction in Econ 101 is very relevant. Assuming that Econ is my major, if I get that distinction in 101, I'm at a better position to actually maybe qualify for this commendation or a certificate of merit in that particular module. So it's highly relevant, and it has to be time dependent. You can't have goals that have no time measure around them. So to get a distinction in Econ 101, I know that I have 1 semester, okay, to do this, not 2 semesters or 3 semesters, but 1 semester. So I thought that just will share this formula that I normally use whenever I'm setting my goals. It kind of works in the bit because it tells you exactly what you want to achieve, how are you going to measure whether you're achieving it or not, and whether it is realistic and its relevancy in your journey as a student, and when are you planning to actually achieve that particular goal. Thank you so much. I will now go back to the Q&A and then tackle some students' questions from there.
Oh, okay, Kwazi, can I just interrupt just quickly and show students 2 things? You know, I see there's a question about permits, and there's also something about passwords. So I've been getting a lot of WhatsApp texts and questions about passwords. So I just want to show you guys is the screen and what is it that you're supposed to do when you get there. Okay, so let me just share my screen. Let me start with the permits. So in order for you to, if you want to apply for a permit, if you've not been invited automatically, you can go to our UKZN page. Once you are here, this is the UKZN page, you go to the college. These are the colleges that we have. So you go to College of Law and Management Studies, and then you select your school. So if you have a degree that is under School of Accounting, Economics and Finance, so there will be people doing, there will be people doing BCom Accounting and Business Science. You can click there, and then it will take you to that website. As you can see, once you are there it is. It says apply for a permit, and you're gonna click on that, and then it will give you this page. So, and then you'll put in up here, you put your student number up here, and then at the bottom, you put in your password, and then you sign in. Let me just try and log in with my details, and then I can show you guys what will appear. Let me see, I'm hoping this is not going to be slow. Okay, let me just punch in my password very quickly. And then I'm hoping it won't take forever. So now it will redirect you into this part of the form. So I already have a profile. This is me. And then down here, it talks about permits. So because you are a first-time student or a first-year student, you're going to click here on request to return to campus. And then you're going to click new application, because you don't have any other application. So you would click new application, and then let's see what comes up. But you see, for me, because I'm not a student, it doesn't give me this option. But for you, it will show your details, and then you will just accept, and then you'll be able to your application will be processed. All right. So, and then I'm logging off here, and I'm going to show you just now the other thing, which is setting up your password, so that people can see how to handle this part. And please do it while I'm doing it as well, so that maybe if there are any questions, you can be able to ask them quickly. So here you will obviously put your student number. So you put your student number, your email address, student email address. So my student number is 2135299254. Then you say at stu.ukzn.ac.za. Someone was asking me and they were saying, no, this thing is not working, and they didn't put .za. So please be careful and make sure that you've put in the information correctly. And it will say old password. Because you are a new student, you don't have an old password. So your old password is STU, just that it's not showing. So you'll have STU, and then you put your date of birth. So because I was born on the 4th of April, 1995, I put 14041995. And then you will then put in the new password that you want to have. So these are the guidelines here in terms of what your password should look like in order for it to be accepted here. So you need to follow these rules here, and then you'll be able to update your password. So you'll put your new password here, and then you will repeat the same password that you use here to confirm your password, and then you will press submit, and then it will update your password. So if you are stuck, there is your platform to get assistance. So students get assistance here. If you're a staff member, you go here. So you will click here. If it's not going through and you're not sure what is happening, you click there, and then you will get the assistance that you need. So I hope you guys have seen my demonstration here, because I see there was quite a lot of students who were asking me to help with the password. So just make sure that the information that you are using is correct, so that you don't get stuck. I mean, or so that you don't, it doesn't say access denied or incorrect password or incorrect username. So you need to make sure that you're using your student number at stu.ukzn.ac.za. And then you'll have for all password STU, then your date of birth, and then you will then update your password. So yeah, to you, Kwazi, with the questions. Okay, I see Petsejo's hand is up. Yes, Petsejo, please, you can go ahead.
The other question that was frequent, it was when will they receive their courses on Moodle? That one is up to the individual lecturer on when to post. We don't really track on how they're gonna post, but it's up to an individual. So there's no a certain day where you'll see all your course outlines in one day. So you just have to wait for your lecturer or whoever to post everything, the details regarding the module that you're registered for. So if you don't see all your modules on Moodle, you don't have to panic. Just wait for your lecturer to update them in their convenience time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Petsejo. Maybe we can take hands. I see there's 2 hands from the attendees. I don't know if it's old hands or new hands. I'm gonna start with Shivani and give her a chance. Yes, Shivani, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You just unmute your mic and you can talk, and we are ready to answer your question. Shivani? Okay, I see Shivani is probably away. Then I have Tetselelo Ndaba. Please unmute your mic and you can ask your question, Tetselelo.
Good day, sir.
Good day, Tetselelo.
I have a problem here. When I log into my Student Central, it shows that I accepted 2 offers for LLP, Howard College and PMP. Will this affect my registration? I didn't accept the PMP campus offer.
Okay, I don't know if Dr. Anna wants to take that one. You know, Dr. Anna? All right, that's fine. I can answer. I do not believe that it will affect your registration. However, because there are staff members who are assisting with registration, you can send an email just to make them aware that you have been given 2 offers, or it says you have accepted 2 offers, just so that they are aware and they can obviously correct that error on the system. However, in terms of what you can do, I mean, that's all you can do, and then someone will rectify that error. But I do not believe that it will sort of take away any of the offers that you have. If you want to be a Howard College student, I think the administrator will probably ask you which campus do you want to go to, and then you can just select the campus that you prefer. However, I do not believe that it will be something that will cause issues with your registration, but you need to make them aware that there has been a challenge. So you can email simelane@ukzn.ac, just make her aware so that she can relay the message to someone who is probably who was issuing those offers. Any other questions, Dentalelo?
No, I don't think I have any question. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. I see Shivani's hand is still up. Shivani, are you back? Okay, let me go to Siyavuya Mkhunu. Siyavuya, you can ask your question.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm also good, sir. I've been asking this question for a long time now. So I wanted to ask that if you once given an offer that includes residents, does that mean that you have to get yourself some private accommodation, or can the university give you accommodation?
You received an offer that includes residents.
No.
And excludes residents. Okay. Who's funding you?
It's NSFAS.
NSFAS. You
Yes,
cannot
sir.
Private accommodation unless you've received documents from the Department of Student Housing that allow you to. So you will be allocated res. It may not be right away, but you will be allocated res, because I know they said by the 18th of which means I think it's this coming Friday, you need to see res on your system. So they are busy with that right now. It might not appear right now, but you will be allocated res. If you are a NSFAS funded student, you will receive res, and if in order for you to take a private accommodation, you need to go to them and request for forms. They will sign and stamp them for you, and then you can be given that permission. If you go without notifying the Department of Residence Affairs, then you will have a very huge problem, because NSFAS will not pay the landlord that you'll be staying at. So you need to wait until you are allocated residents. If residences are full, then they will give you permission to take on private accommodation. But in the meantime, I encourage you to wait until you are allocated the room. Even if you receive an offer for residents, you will be allocated the room.
So can I ask one last question, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, sir, I asked someone who's also a first-year student at UKZN at Howard campus, and they told me that they were able to go to the university and to the campus, and they told me that they were given their student cards, but then the issue of residence couldn't be solved. Does that mean you can also go to campus if you don't have a permit, or you should wait until you have a permit?
It's because they keep updating these rules. I remember last year, because they realized that the process for permits was a bit slow, so they said they were allowing first-year students to come through and get student cards. So it may be possible, but it differs from campus to campus. So you may find that at PMP campus, they are not doing that, but at Westville campus, you can come. So it's important that you get the information as per that campus that you are in. As far as I'm concerned, here at Westville, when you get to the gates, you will be requested to produce your permit. So, you know, so maybe at Howard College, they have some concessions when it comes to coming in and getting your student card. But at Westville campus, they are still checking for permits. So it's important that you get familiar with the campus you are on and don't follow, you know, what the friend have said. So, you know, yeah. So if you are a Howard College student and students are going to Howard and getting the student cards, I think you can do that too. However, obviously the information needs to be verified. So I would say that just ask your mentor to check for you before you travel all the way there.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Tulile Nzimande. You can unmute your mic and talk, Tulile.
Hello?
Hello, Tulile.
Yes, I have asked a question. I have submitted my...
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, can you repeat the question? You were not audible at the time. Tulile, please repeat your question. Okay, I think Tulile is having challenges with her connection. Nonhlanhla, maybe why Tulile is still sorting out her connection. Tulile, can you type it on the chat? Then we can just read it from there.
Hello?
Yes, Tulile, please repeat your question.
I submitted my proof of registration instead of my student card. Is that okay?
I am not the one to say, but the requirement is that you submit the front and back of your student card. So I would say that I will encourage you to still go and get your student card and resubmit the documents, because you may, obviously this process takes a while for it to get sorted. So they might, when they finally reach to your documents and they find that you submitted a document that is not required, and then they'll probably tell you to resubmit. And then you also have to wait another duration. So I think it's better if you still go and get your student card and then resubmit both documents, so that even if when they get there, you can say, no, I've submitted, these are my details. Can you please check on the system for me? So I would say that please still submit the correct documents as well.
They have resent the email. They said I have to... Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
They have sent the recent email that I have to email the proof of registration or a student card and the ID, also the form. So I decided to email my proof of registration since I haven't copied the student card.
Okay, no, that's fine. If it was part of the email that you received, I think we are also all learning, because remember, we are all working remotely. So obviously that means fees now, they do accept, the fees department do accept the proof of registration as part of your documents that you submit. So I would say that if you don't have a student card yet, I think it's appropriate to do it like you did. So do not worry if it was an email that came from the staff members from fees. You've done the correct thing.
I haven't received the data till now.
You don't have the data yet?
Yes.
When did you send the email to data@ukzn.ac.za?
Last week.
When was it? What was the date?
I can't remember, but I know that's.
You don't remember? Okay, yes. Okay, just wait. It should come through this week. Usually, I think they load the data towards the weekend. So it might come in on Friday, it might come in on Saturday. So do not hold me to the specific date, because that's not my role. But from experience, you know, they usually load the data You know, so, but from my understanding, you need to have submitted your details by Tuesday, and then you receive the data towards the Friday and the weekend. So just be patient a little bit, and then you can email us over the weekend if you still haven't received data.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Nonhlanhla, please unmute.
Sir, good morning. I'm actually speaking on behalf of Nonhlanhla now. I'm sorry to gate crash your class. I'm the mother. The reason why I'm just using this platform because of the residents issue. We have been sending several emails. I don't know how many emails to the College of Law, trying to find out what is the way forward since we have now paid the deposit and sent back the acceptance form. So there is no communication whatsoever. I've also tried to contact the student housing. They referred me back to the college stating that most of the people are still working from home. So I want to just check if this is not going to affect registration for residents. Can you please assist? Because I've been given also numbers to call, but the people are just not there. So please assist, because we need to plan. We need to know when is she traveling from Pretoria. Please kindly assist. I just had to come to this platform.
Oh, okay, man. No, that's fine. It's still acceptable. I think from experience, right? After you've registered, these are some of the issues that you might find that are there. So if you've paid the deposits, did you pay deposit for both residence registration and academic registration?
Yes, yes, both.
Okay, for both. And then the next step will be for student fees to clear the student for both residence and academic registration. So I'm thinking that once the student has been cleared for academic registration, they will be cleared for res if you paid it at the same time. And the next step will be for them, then the Department of Student Residence Affairs will then be able to clear the student on the system for them to now, and they will allocate a room to that student, because it will appear on the system that, okay, now they are cleared for residence.
We have been cleared for the tuition, for the deposit amount for the tuition. And it seems like the residence one had been pending, because the letter that came from the college had said we need to pay 2,750, of which then we saw a different amount, which I then had to pay the difference. I think it was 3,180. We've paid that difference, and I've sent the proof of payment to finance to ask if maybe is it a clearance issue. Up to date, I haven't gotten any communication. I just want to be assured that this is not going to be a challenge when it comes to a registration for residents, or even to an extent of not finding placement. I just want to be assured that this will not affect us, that maybe this has now been done late.
Okay, Ma, because it's a different department, obviously we are not able to give assurances, but what we can do is assist, because we are all colleagues and we know the faces of the people that work in these departments. So I think what I can try to do, I'm gonna put in my email address on the chat box, so you can email me and just follow up. But what I'm going to need the student number for the student, so that I can check with someone at Department of Student Residence Affairs to check if the student is cleared for residence. If the student is cleared, I will then request that they allocate the room for the student, because it's an emergency. However, if they are not cleared, then I think then we will have to find a way to notify someone from fees to quickly clear the student for residence and attach the proof of payment. So I know that you're supposed to send it to Westville fees, but then we can send it to a specific individual. Do you still remember if you sent it to the Westville fees or you sent it to a specific individual, the of payment?
She's going to Pietermaritzburg campus.
Okay.
I've sent it to Jacqueline I think she's in finance. Initially for tuition, she did communicate that it has been clear. But for rest, what is really going on? She even sent the surname, but forward those emails to you.
Oh, okay. Yes, please. And maybe you can also just share with me privately on the private chat the student number so that I can maybe find someone I can ask now. Yes, thank you so much. We'll obviously try to assist the best way possible. I think my colleague here, Petseho, also wants to come in and maybe share something in terms of this issue.
Just to add on the residents, yesterday I met with one of the administrators, and what is happening currently is that they started with the allocations, but they go college by college. So for health science, they already received their emails. The student actually get the emails from the student housing that they've been allocated before they can proceed with the registration. So for most of them, they're saying that they can't accept the rules. That's because they haven't been allocated as yet. So to do the registration, you need to wait for the allocation email. And then from there on, that's when you can proceed with the allocation. So the allocation process is, they are busy with the process, but they are going college by college. So I believe the students should just be patient and wait for their for the emails from the residence administrators. Thank you.
Yes, I think also just to support what you are saying, Petseho. Obviously, like I was saying, they said by the 18th, then they will start taking queries. Then they would mean that those are extreme cases, which means we'll obviously need to also intervene and assist and all that. But in the meantime, I think because we still have about 2 days, maybe let's just pause a little bit and wait for the Department of Student and Residence Affairs to finish the allocation process, and then we can forward any queries. However, Umar can still send me the details so that I have the issue with me, and I'm going to be monitoring it closely. And then I'll also be checking up with them whether the student has been allocated or not. Let's see, there's Detelelo now. Excuse me, there's Detelelo who is your hand is up. Detelelo, you can ask your question.
I'm sorry for asking again. I paid the registration fee on, I think on Saturday, but I'm still not clear to register. How long should I wait so that I'll be financially?
Yes. Okay. What you know, because you paid on a weekend, you need to wait at least 3 to 4 business days in order for your clearance to okay. So you'll probably be cleared later today or tomorrow because you paid on Saturday, but we do not count those days because they are not business days. So
okay, now I understand.
Yes. Just
thank you so much.
All right, sir. Thank you. I'm thinking that Nonhlanhla, I think we've already talked to Nonhlanhla's Ma, and we will be helping with that issue. So I don't know if there's a follow-up question from you, Nonhlanhla. I see your hand is still up. If not, then I'll just lower the hand, and then we can. Yeah. Okay, someone is saying my hand has been up the entire time. I think it's Lerato. Yes, Lerato, you can ask your question. I'm just unable to see it from my side. Lerato Mngoma, ask your question, sis.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lerato. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask, you said we needed student cards for bank details, or this proceed in bank details, right?
Yes.
So what if being giving permits takes longer than expected? I need you have to be given a permit to go to KZN first.
Yes, yes, yes.
Go fetch student card sakho.
Yes.
So what if it takes longer than expected? Because
Okay.
we'll be giving ama allowances from this week until umhlaka 28.
Yes. Okay. So here's what we've established from one of the students that I was asking a question earlier, a similar question as you. So I think it's safe to say if you don't have a student card as yet, you can send your registration, proof of registration in the place of your student card, because I think fees have made some kind of an alternative for those students who do not have student card as yet, which makes sense. So send in your banking details together with your proof of registration, which is what is available on your student central. After you've registered, there's where there's a list of modules, and the mentor can actually guide you into printing that. How do you go about it, or how do you go about it downloading it? And then you will send that paper together with your ID and your form and all the other requirements. So I don't want you to worry too much about that part. Just use your proof of registration as another alternative. Okay.
Okay, so Uthe kungabe bank statement.
It's your proof of bank, basically. It doesn't have to be your bank statement. Proof of bank, there's that letter you go to the bank with a stamp that confirms that you bank with that bank and it's your account.
Is it the same as the one you get when you first apply for a bank account, when you first make a bank account?
That's the one, yes.
I got it yesterday. I made a bank account yesterday. So yesterday.
Absolutely. That's what you do. Doesn't matter even if you did it today and you submit it today. It's fine.
Oh, okay, so thank you so much.
Yes. All right,
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you for that question. I think it has helped a lot of students as well. Okay, everyone, if there are no other questions, I think it's safe to maybe end the session, unless you guys have more questions, or maybe there are questions from the chat that I haven't seen. We can perhaps maybe look at that quickly before we end our session. I see that quite a few students have left the meeting, so I think it's safe for us to end it, our session, yeah, and then we can see them next week, and they can also email us. Remember, my email address is mkonza@ukzn.ac.za, and Upetseho is makaleng@ukzn.ac.za, and Ukwazi it's makubane@ukzn.ac.za. Yes, Rakshika is also reminding you guys, please register for the upcoming session on the FYE page. So you need to complete that. Yes, Nantantla?
Sir, are you able to put your email addresses on the chat?
Okay, let me do that now. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, this is my email address. Then we also have Petseho, which is Makaleng P. So you can email and CC all of us. It's fine. We will all assist the same way.
Okay.
And we also have Makubane D, ukzn.ac.za. So these are our email addresses as the first year experience coordinators, and you are welcome to send us your queries, to send us your questions. We are also available in the WhatsApp groups that you have with mentors, and you can also contact us via that and ask your questions. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We really appreciate your questions, and we encourage that this type of enthusiasm does not change because, you know, for you, in order for you to succeed, like I said earlier, you will need to be part of these meetings. You will need to be part of these sessions, and you will need to get this information. And as you can see now, we are also resolving your issues. Yeah, so Peteho has something to add. So Peteho, over to you. I think when you are done, you can be able to wrap up the session. Thank you so much.
No, Sabiso, there's a chat by Victor Foley. I've tried to scroll up to see the question, but I can't find it. Can he or she unmute himself or herself and say the question?
Is it Victor?
Yes.
Oh, he says my microphone isn't working. So maybe Victor, can you just type your question again? I don't know if it's Victor from Beacom Foundation. Victor, are you part of the Beacom Foundation group? Because if you are, then I think I may have an idea on what your question is about. Okay, so if Victor, I remember you asked your question during our session and you wanted to be assisted with residents. You were allocated in the wrong campus. I didn't get your student number. So please email me, mkonza@ukzn.ac.za, and because I've already alerted the people from Department of Student Residence Affairs to make those changes, but I didn't have your information. So that was the challenge, if that's what this is about. But you can actually type it so that I can confirm that that's what this is about, please. Okay, so I'm assuming that it is about residents. So please send me an email. Okay, I think that's him. Oh no, it's not him. So all right, it's fine. So I think we can end this session, Petejo, if there's any. Someone is asking, is it possible for me to change my course after being registered for another course? It depends. It will depend. The first thing it will depend upon is the availability of space in that course that you want to go to. So if the course is full, you can change. The second factor is your metric points. If you do not qualify with your metric points, you cannot change. And yeah, so these are the key main points that you need to consider before you make that. So you need to check the requirements, and you need to also be aware whether the program is still open or not for you to make a switch. Okay, Rakshika is saying Ali has raised their hand. Ali, yes, you can ask your question.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm very well. I'm very well.
I'm pretty sure that you guys already ran through this, but I did join a bit late. So I just wanted to query, like, when can we expect lectures to start?
Okay. As per the program, lectures were starting this week. However, because of some disruptions on campus, the lectures were cancelled for the entire week, and they were supposed to start next week. So this will also help you if you still have any issues to resolve those issues, so that when the lecture starts, you are now sorted. So take this as a time for you to just get prepared, go to the FYE page, complete those activities that are there for you, get well acquainted with your mentor and all of that. Then next week, you will have a relationship with your mentor, and then you will just hit the ground running, okay? So the lectures will start properly next week, to answer your question in short. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, Rakshika, thank you so much for all the people who have joined us. Someone was asking whether it will affect their funding if they change. It may affect their funding, so they need to get advice from their financial advisor before they make any changes, because some courses are not the same cost. So you may find that you are allocated 40,000, and then the course that you want to do cost 55,000, which means you're going to need to end up paying for yourself. So these are some of the things that you need to be very careful of before you make these decisions. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much, Rakshika, for keeping us in check and making sure that you stick to time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, everyone.